Hey guys, Zug here, and today we're finally going to be taking a look at the Hot Wheels Battle Force 5 Fused Smashclaw. Now, this thing is really well done, and it's really cool. So we're just going to jump straight into the review, because I know some of you guys have been waiting quite a long time for this. So the Smashclaw is the fusion of the Buster and the Tangler. If I've got editing skills, they will appear there. This fusion is probably one of the most heavily used ones in the show. Don't quote me on that. I swear somebody in the Discord, which will be linked below, please join us. We've got a lot of cool channels for Battle Force 5 as well as accelerators. The Smashclaw isn't the most used fusion apparently. It's the Skyknife, which I heavily disbelieve, because it feels like every 5 minutes they use the Smashclaw. Even in the film, they use the Smashclaw. So it's definitely one of the more popular fusions for the show, but it makes sense as to why, because visually it is really well done. You can see the Tangler's wheels are basically took most of the vehicle, as well as the system it has for the legs, and then the Buster parts of the vehicle are mainly just the blue highlights at the back, and all the weapons that the Smashclaw uses throughout the show. These are the Tangler's drills here, and it's the same on the other side. So before we get straight into the actual action of this vehicle, we're just going to have a quick look at the figures first. So the two figures that come with this set are Agora and Sherman. Sadly no spinner figure again, but that's similar to the Buster case. These figures are pretty cool, but they are more or less identical to the regular figures you get with the separate Buster or Tangler. All the differences is just the different colours. Even Sherman's got this weird whole imprint, which seems to be a common trend amongst the Sherman figures. And Agora is also more or less the same. Same figure, just different painting for the clothes. So nothing crazy, but it's still nice that we got the figures in different suits, the more accurate fusion suits. And the way they go into the Smashclaw is that Agora sits at the front, so you just pop open this blue hatch here, and there is a seat area there, along with a little hook, which she just clips into quite easily. I say easily, and she refuses to do it now. Oh, I need to raise the arm, that's why. There we go. But she sits in there fairly snug, and there is, it's quite hard to see, but there is slight, almost like controls, if you will. So you could, if you wished, put her hands around the controls like that, so it kind of looks like she's doing it, but it's not too crazy. And also the ponytail she has does tend to get in the way. Not ponytail, but you know what I mean. It does get in the way, so she kind of does stick forward out of the seat, but it's not that big a deal. Sherman's quite strange, however. Sherman sits at the back of the Smashclaw, which I can kind of show here, which I can't imagine is very great viewing wise, but it is accurate to the show, because in the show it's almost inferred as if they always just kind of sat in the back of the car, but in reality they are sat at the far back of the vehicle. So it's quite strange seating arrangements wise. I'm unsure as to how Sherman actually, or Spinner, managed to actually see anything. I'm really struggling to get this guy in, Jesus. I'm quite unsure as to how they were even able to see on the actual Smashclaw when it came to fighting, but it does show on the box, which I'll put a photo up as I struggle to put Sherman in his seat. It does show on the box. There is, there we go, he's in there. There is a position it uses so they both can see, which I'll show later, but on the image on screen of the box it does show that, and it looks quite strange. So it's kind of weird watching the episodes now whenever Smashclaw appeared and realising that Sherman and Spinner was stuck back here while Agora mainly did everything else. But now we're going to jump straight into the battle mode of the vehicle. So on the vehicle, there is a hidden button here, quite cleverly hidden. And I'm just going to raise the camera up slightly because this thing does get quite tall. So you just press the back button here and there we go. The Smashclaw pops up similar to how it would in the show when it was ready to fight. And you can still move this vehicle around and such. And you can see where this is leading now. So there are these switches on the back. And I'd recommend holding it like this, almost kind of like a joystick, if you will. And you can push these switches, and they will trigger the arm. So I'll just show that from the front so you can see it a bit more clearly. But when you push the switches, you can kind of see, it's almost like boxing, if you will. So it's quite clever, and it is very accurate of the show. And another feature you can do is this, the right arm of the Smashclaw. This one does not do this, this one does. It opens up slightly more. You can kind of see there's like a rubber band in there. But you can push this button here and you can actually spin the claw, which is really cool because it did do that in the show. It would tend to pick up a Zetner and it would spin it around. It's quite a strange rhythm you've got to get it into to actually spin, but it is really cool. You can see Agora at the top here. So what I'll just show you quickly before we move on to the next action gimmick this toy has is the way it's positioned on the boxes, because this top canopy, if you will, can spin around. So the way they have it on the box is like this, which is very strange because it never did this in the show, but this is the only way Sherman and Spinner would have been able to actually see the front of the vehicle. So it's kind of funny that that was on the box, and it's just never something that rarely happens in the show. The last feature that is on the Smashclaw is these little drills here on the bottom. They are movable side to side. They're just a simple firing gimmick. There are these little buttons here, and when you press them, they do launch pretty far, to be fair. I'm just not going to do it because it'll take me ages to find them. Now, they were in the show. You can see them on the back of the model that they use in the show. But to my knowledge, they were never used as weapons in the show. They were just kind of there. So it might be a similar case to the Sky Knife's shootable blades, where it's something that was planned and integrated into the toys, but it was never done in the show. But what I will show you is now how you get the Smashclaw back into its regular mode. There is a tab here. It's quite large, and that tab goes into this hole here, so it is quite finicky, but when you do get it in, it'll lock the Smashclaw back into its regular position. There we go. But yeah, that is basically the Smashclaw, and it's probably the best toy they ever made because visually it's identical to the one that was seen in the show. There are details missing here and there, but overall it's pretty spot on, and the different action gimmicks it can do are all incredibly accurate to the show, which is something most of the figure vehicles from this series could never really do well. So it's quite impressive that they managed to make this toy so accurate to the one in the show. It's pretty incredible, to be fair, but this is probably, in my opinion, the best toy that was made for the series. If there's any toy you want to get, it's this one. Now, I do prefer the Sky Knife because that is my favourite fusion from the show, but I will say this is probably more playability wise than the Sky Knife, as those gimmicks of the rotating hand and the punching claws could be a lot of fun to people who did have that. And even if you weren't going to mess about with it, visually it's really nice. It looks amazing. But that is basically the Hot Wheels Battle Force 5 Smashclaw. That's it. I'm sure some of you guys have been waiting a while for this, but yeah, that's basically it. Thanks for watching, guys. There should be more reviews coming soon of the rest of the figure vehicle line, as well as some other oddities in my collection. So this is Zug signing off.